Hello everyone, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to talk about the recent Fast and the Furious 9 trailer that just dropped on Friday. I'm just getting around to reviewing this thing. Now, the Fast and the Furious and me have had ups and downs. Personally, I thought the first one, it came out when I was a kid, I thought it was so cool. The sequel came out when I was a kid, I thought that was so cool. Tokyo Drift came out, and I thought it was cool, but I thought it was kind of... But, like, by that point, I started to get a little older, and I started to go, this is kind of a little dumb, but okay. Then Fast and Furious came out. They brought Vin Diesel back, properly. It was Vin Diesel and O'Connor, again, united. And when Fast and Furious was going down, it was this... I really like the story of Fast and Furious. And the idea of Dom wanting to get revenge, of him letting Letty down and Letty dying, and there was some great stuff there, and O'Connor feeling guilty because it was his fault that Letty died because he asked her to go in. There was some good story there, but then they proceeded to basically go, "Oh, Letty's still," but then they started to show shades of the whole, "Oh, well, Letty's still alive," and it was still about racing. The Fast and Furious is why it was considered to me the Fast and the Furious. The fourth movie was the last actual Fast and Furious movie, and they stopped calling it Fast and Furious because basically it was no longer that anymore. It was no longer about racing. It became something else. And then Fast 5 came out. Now Fast 5 to me is the bar none the best of the entire thing they've ever done. It's good. It's good. They brought characters back you haven't seen in a while. They brought them logically back you haven't seen in a while. The story was well told. It was a heist movie with cars, it was a heist movie with cars that kind of harkened back to shades of old school. Ironically, Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves Point Break. It kind of had shades of old school Point Break to it, but it was like new worldly. It kind of had a Mission Impossible vibe to it as well, but not in a cheesy way. I believed all of the stunts they were doing. I believed that they could do the things they were doing. It was cool. They did some over-the-top things in it, but none of the things they did were too insanely over-the-top. Yeah. Them dragging a vault around a city, ripping a vault out of the city and dragging it around, yeah, that's a bit over-the-top. But it wasn't so mind-blowingly over-the-top that I would go, oh, I couldn't see that that couldn't be pulled off, But... And I love that they introduced The Rock. The Rock was a hell of a great adversary. Like I said, reuniting the crew and bringing everyone back together. Paul Walker and O'Connor, and it was kind of like, and the way that movie played was like a finale, which is why it's kind of nuts. Because to me, that movie made so much money. Because to me, the way that movie played was like a finale. It was like they got all their money. They each got like, if I recall the specific number, I believe they each got like $20 million each out of this job. So like they each got a bunch of money. They each went their own separate ways. They each went off to go do their own thing. And then for some reason, for me, after this, it started to go downhill. It started to just be stupid. It started to just be completely utter nonsense. And I defended Fast 6. But I didn't know they were going to keep going this direction into utter nonsense. And I like Fast 6. I was like, okay, Fast 6 is a bit crazy, but okay, alright, it's a fun action movie. But then, they just kept doing the same thing over and over. And I'm just like, and it started to click in my head that I'm like, yo, like, you guys can't keep doing this. You guys can't keep having these movies where they just do insane, ridiculous stuff, which is cool. And then and you do this thing where the villain doesn't die, the villain becomes an ally, and they keep doing that over and over again. And that's literally what happened. At the end of Fast 6, villain doesn't, at the beginning of Fast 5, The Rock starts off as the villain, becomes an ally. Fast 6, douchebag McGee's, Jason Statham's brother, asshole, becomes an ally by the time Fast 8 comes around. Fast 7, Jason Statham's coming after them to kill them. Guess what? He becomes an ally. Fast 8, sure, they're going after Charlize Theron, but she didn't die and she got away and she's in the sequel. I'm just like, the only time they've killed someone, and now in the trailer, getting into this trailer, Han's back and everyone's excited about that, but I'm like, That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, the only time you guys have killed anyone is that girl that Dom knocked up to have a kid, and you killed her so that there would be no actual conflict there, so that she could just be dead and Dom can just raise him with Letty. And I was just like, wow. Because literally everyone said the same thing in unison. How is everyone just cool with Jason Statham after what he did? It still doesn't replace it for me just because he's alive. That doesn't change things for me unless they're gonna. Oh my God! I swear to God, if they pull a, oh well, I didn't really kill him. I knew he wasn't dead, and it's like, oh, you can forgive Jason Statham. We're cool now. We're cool now just because you just didn't murder our friend. Like I said. And watching this trailer, it's just more of the same. Honestly, think about it. If you took this trailer and put it next to the last Fast and Furious trailer, would it not be the same exact trailer? It's the same exact trailer. And like, that's the thing. The reason I have such, I've grown to dislike the Fast and Furious franchise as much as I have in these past few years is because because I was defending this franchise in the beginning. When Fast 5 came out and Fast 6 came out, I defended those movies. But then I defended those movies. And then 7 came out, of course, and Paul Walker passed away. So it was like this thing where it was like you couldn't really criticize that movie because Paul Walker passed away. And as I agree with a lot of people who have also said this, Paul Walker's passing boosted that movie to another level that it probably wouldn't have made as much money as it did without his passing, because then it would have just been another Fast and Furious movie. But with Paul Walker's passing, that song, See You Again, it's a lot of, like, there's a lot of people who have extra baggage onto this franchise, because when you really take a step back, it's just mindless. It's just complete. But the real reason I have beef with it, other than the fact that I was defending it and it's just kind of gone off the fucking rails, is because people equate these Fast and Furious movies to a lot of the comic book movies. And I'm not even talking Marvel. I'm not talking Marvel. I'm not specifically talking Marvel, but they equate these movies to the comic book genre. And I'm like, that's not it. Like, they equate these movies to these things. Like, I saw somebody, like, I think it was Lon Harris from Screen Junkies say something along the lines of, oh, you guys can accept Endgame and Thanos, but you can't, and you guys can accept John Wick. I'm like, the difference between those movies is those movies actually give you an answer, a tangible answer. Whether you accept the answer or not is up to you, but they give you an answer to the question of, how did he do that? This is how. How did Thor's a god? That's how he survived the fall. Or something along the lines. But these movies are just, like, they are the definition of it. Like, Vin Diesel and them are falling off of bridges, basically, and just living. And it's just like, and they're just doing asinine things that, like they swing in your car like Tarzan on a vine. That's no vine's not gonna hold your freaking car while you swing it. And there's no way you can even get it to swing like that. Like, there are things in these movies that are just asinine. Like, I could not watch Hobbs and Shaw because I saw something that was just so mind-blowingly ridiculous and stupid that I was just like, yeah, I can't do this. The Rock jumps off of there's this scene, and it's in the trailer, where The Rock and Jason Statham are about to both jump. And Jason Statham, and it's a funny bit, because Jason Statham goes, nope, I'm going to take the elevator. And he goes, I do what I want, and The Rock's already jumped, and he's falling, he's fighting people, but then he goes crashing, then eventually he goes crashing through the top of some glass. He gets out of there, no scratches on him, and he lived. And that was the moment I realized, just, I'm out. I'm out. This is just ridiculous. Because there is no explanation for them surviving things they survived. There is no explanation for them forgiving Han. There is no good explanation for Han even surviving. He blew up and died. Now you got people thinking Gallagher died from 6. Remember how she died falling off that plane? They got people going, oh, she might come back. And I'm just like, this is just ridiculous, man. This is asinine. And, like, it's literally become the turn off your brain. And, like, the thing that pisses me off about this franchise is that its fan base knows that. That's crazy. Its fan base is aware that this is ridiculous, and they just go, well, don't think about it. Don't think about it. There's only so much my suspension of disbelief can go. It's like, you have to give me you have to give me something to suspend my disbelief, and these movies have lacked to do it. I don't really need to get into the trailer. It's some cheesy shit going on with him and John Cena. Yeah, John Cena and Vin Diesel are brothers. Who the hell believes that? Vin Diesel looks fucking Italian. John Cena is white as white can get. He's about as baby white as white can get. And they're brothers. Oh, we're brothers. It's like, get the hell out of here. Oh, guess what the secret is? He's your evil brother who can do everything you can do but better. You changed your whole life. I'm like, this is the most cheesy plot I've ever seen in my entire life. It's not even like trying. And they gave away all the secrets. You'd think the whole him being his brother thing would have been a good twist, like something to see in the movie. You'd think the whole Han showing back up would be something to see in the movie. This franchise isn't worried about anything making sense. It isn't worried about none of that crap. It's worried about making money, which is awesome for them. I'll never hate any franchise that's about its money, because at the end of the day, that's how these big things get made, is money. They don't get made off of hope and dreams and bubblegum. You know, you got to make your money. So kudos to them. Their fans are pleased. This movie's probably gonna make a lot of money. Everyone's gonna have a good time. I'm not going to see it. I've already seen this movie three times. I know how it's gonna end. John Cena's not gonna die. He's gonna become a member of the team. Him and Don are gonna reconcile. Reconcile. It might be some shit where they end up teaming up to kill Charlize Theron or some shit. Maybe Charlize Theron even turns around. But I know how this is gonna go. I've seen this movie already, and I don't need to really see it again. So thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. That's my thoughts on the Fast 9 trailer. Sorry if it disappointed you, because everyone right now is just like, apparently that's I can't do that. I can't do that. Like, you really have to get me to suspend my disbelief with something. Yeah, give me something to, anchor on to go, okay, all right. Like John Wick, like give me something. Everyone talking about how badass John Wick is, and how fluid, and how he moves, and how it's very real, and like, John Wick's so badass that actual gun people love him. Like, real gun people. You type in gun nuts, they love John Wick. They love the tactical nature of him. There was a fucking video about like some military people talking about the way John Wick moves and stuff, and going, yeah, I like it. It's very real to his task. You see Keanu Reeves at gun range just lighting it up. There's some tangible thing there to make me go, okay, I believe this. Marvel Comics, they're superheroes. I can doubt that. But these dudes are just people. I'm done. Thank you guys for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. I'll see you in the next one. Please remember to like and subscribe.